What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates, the two new upcoming packages. Part one, the physical infrastructure package, which is now passed in the Senate, but not fully passed because it needs to go to the House of Representatives to also pass. And then the next stimulus package, which is being worked on being passed in the Senate as well. Remember, the Senate is going to pass this first in the Senate. They have voted on it twice in the Senate that has passed in kind of stages. Remember, there's going to be multiple votes in the voting process. It's not just a single big vote. There's going to be multiple kind of stages of voting in the stimulus package, very similar to the infrastructure package. If you've been following along here, there's multiple kind of votes throughout the process. The stimulus package, the $3.5 trillion package, did have two votes so far on the stimulus package this week that passed by the Democrats. 50 Democrats voted yes, and 49 Republicans voted no to pass both of those votes so far this week. So it is actually moving pretty quickly, and that's with the infrastructure passing also this week. So they passed the infrastructure package in the Senate this week. That now moves on to the House, but the House of Representatives is currently waiting for them to pass the stimulus package. And they immediately moved on to the stimulus package and started voting on that as well. And they are kind of working on the details on that. We're going to talk about more details on the stimulus package, as well as what is going on with our country and what is going on in Washington, D.C. Also, I want to say happy Friday the 13th. Yeah, happy Friday the 13th. Hope you're having a very spooktacular day today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. We have new videos every day here on our channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out on any episodes. I will keep you up to date with everything going on with the next stimulus package and what is going on in our country. We got lots to talk about in this episode, so let's jump right in. And thanks for giving our videos a like. It really just shows YouTube, shows the YouTube algorithm that you like our videos, and I'm doing a good job. Okay, today is the child tax credit payment day for August. Even though it's August 13th, the 15th falls on a Sunday, so payments went out today for direct deposits. But I have seen a lot of your comments saying you didn't receive it, so yeah, let me know down below in the comments, or let our viewers know down below in the comments if you didn't receive it today. If you're a paper check, well, it could be delayed. I did see some people say you actually got your paper checks today. I also seen some comments from people saying that you got a direct deposit the first time around, and you actually received a paper check for the second check. The first check obviously was on July 15th. These monthly payments are $300 for each child under the age of 5 and under, for $300 per child, and $250 per child for children ages 6 through 17 for the child tax credits. That's a total of $3,000 per child for children ages 6 through 17, and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. Round one, just the first payment that went out, showed that these child tax credit payments slashed hunger rates based on new data. The percentage of American families with kids who report not having enough to eat fell dramatically after the first child tax credit payments were distributed last month, according to new data from the U.S. Census Bureau. The government's findings show that the monthly payments are having a major and immediate impact on millions of households, potentially bolstering President Joe Biden's push to extend the tax credit past the end of this year when it is set to expire. Before the first tranche of the tax credit payments hit bank accounts in mid-July, about 11% of households with children reported that they sometimes or often did not have enough to eat in the past week. After the money went out, the rate dropped to just over 8%, a decrease by nearly 24%, and the lowest rate recorded since the beginning of the pandemic. Also, I want to note a couple very important things. I will put a link to this webpage, to the IRS official child tax credit payments, in the description of this video. If you're on a mobile phone, you might need to click the down arrow next to the title of this video, okay? The IRS has a tool on the IRS webpage to check to see if you're enrolled to receive payments, to unenroll if you don't want to receive the payments, if you only want to get them on your tax returns. I don't recommend that for the average person. There's a few cases why you might want to do that, but it takes me several minutes to describe why you want to do that. Or to update your bank account information for if you've changed bank account information. Also, if you had a new baby this year, in the coming months, you'll be able to make updates to receive payments. You're going to get most of that money on your tax returns. Remember, the first 6 months of the payments for this year, you're going to get on your tax return this month. Also, this is very, very important. Please listen to this. If you're a non-filer, if you don't normally file tax returns, if you don't have any earned income at all, if you're a stay-at-home mom, for example, and you don't have a job, if you're on Social Security and you don't have any earned income, if you're retired and you don't have any earned income, you must file your information here on the IRS website, okay? You are eligible to receive the child tax credit payments if you have children. Also, if you're a grandma or grandpa, for example, and you have custody of the child, or if you take care of the child, and you want to claim the child on a tax return, you may be eligible for the child tax credit payments, okay? Again, I don't know each and every person's situation. This is not legal advice or anything like that. But there are a lot of grandmas and grandpas who have legal custody of children. They take care of the children and they get the child tax credit payments. Okay, so please just be aware of that. But if you're a non-filer, if you aren't required to file a tax return and you haven't given us your information, the IRS says you will need to give us your basic information for the child tax credit payments. You have to enter your information here. You also can check to see if you're eligible for these advance payments. Okay, so again, if you're not a tax filer, and you don't earn a single dollar of tax earned income, you are eligible for these child tax credit payments if you have children, okay? You have to enter your information here. Again, I'll put the link for you down below in the description of this video. The Democrats changed that for the first time. These child tax credit payments have been around for 23 years. But in the third stimulus check package, it was changed significantly. One, they increased it. Former President Donald Trump actually increased the child tax credits back in the 2017 Trump tax cuts from $1,000 per child to $2,000 per child back in 2017 with the Trump tax cuts that they actually did with the reconciliation card. When the Republicans had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, everything was Republican. Now everything is Democrat. I'm a student of history, so again, and I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, so that's why I have no problem saying the Republicans controlled everything just a few years ago. The Democrats control everything, so again, it kind of is like every party kind of gets their own crack at the bat. The Democrats control everything, but just a few years ago, Republicans controlled everything as well. Well, in the last stimulus package, the third stimulus check package, the Democrats increased the child tax credits from $2,000 when former President Trump increased them from $1,000 to $2,000. The Democrats increased them from $2,000 to $3,000, and for children under 6, $3,600. But they also made several significant changes. One, they're sending them out in these monthly checks, okay, and they increased them a lot by 50% to 80%. And also they made a change so you don't need any earned income. You don't need $1 of taxable income. You can not have a job at all or not have any earned income and get them, okay? Republicans right now are trying to make some amendment processes as they're kind of negotiating for this next stimulus package. Remember, these child tax credits are only for this year. They're only passed for this 1 year. It's very, very important. The Democrats want to pass in the next stimulus package, this fourth stimulus check package, they want to increase or extend these child tax credits to go on for many, many more years. They're talking till 2025. It's just one of these stimulus provisions to be included in this next stimulus package. I'll put this up here while I'm talking. These are all the things that the stimulus provisions that Democrats are talking about passing. I say the Democrats because the Democrats are going to pass this next package completely on their own through the reconciliation process. Just exactly how the Republicans passed the 2017 Trump tax cuts. Okay, the Republicans passed that package completely on their own without a single Democratic vote. Okay, the Democrats passed the third stimulus check package completely on their own without a single Republican vote. Okay, this next package, this fourth stimulus package, is going to be passed without a single Republican vote. But Republicans are offering amendments, okay? They're offering up suggestions just in case the Democrats want to take their suggestions. The Democrats may or may not do that. One of the suggestions they just offered was an increase to the child tax credits. In fact, I just covered it in a video. The thumbnail says $6,000 stimulus. It was just proposed by Republican Senator Josh Hawley to actually increase the child tax credits to $6,000 for a single person and $12,000 for a married couple, but with one big stipulation to go back to the old rules where you basically had to have a job or you had to have earned income. So that is a Republican proposal by Senator Josh Hawley and Marco Rubio. They want to increase the child tax credits even more, but with a big stipulation that you have to have a job, you have to have earned income. Remember, the Democrats changed that in the last third stimulus check package that you don't need any earned income. And the Democrats are also saying in this next stimulus package that there's also going to be an adult tax credit. That there is going to be an adult tax credit included in this next package. Now, remember, a stimulus check is actually a tax credit. And remember, they changed it in the last package that the child tax credit you can get if you don't have any earned income at all. So you can literally not even be a tax filer. You don't need a job at all. You can be on Social Security and you can collect Social Security and not have any earned income. You could be a stay-at-home mom, just several different examples there, and get the child tax credits. You can be a non-filer and still get stimulus checks as another example, okay? And we don't know what the adult tax credit is going to be either. But the Democrats are for, based on the third stimulus check package, people getting these tax credits without any earned income at all. Republicans are kind of opposite. That's really kind of no shock to anybody. Republicans and Democrats are oftentimes very, very opposite. If you ever see anything on opposite side of the spectrum, Democrats and Republicans are most oftentimes very opposite opinions. And we're kind of seeing that right now with the child tax credits. And don't forget that we literally have over 80 to 100 different Democrats that, as we have seen here over the past several weeks or months, calling for a fourth stimulus check to be included in this next package. So we will see when they get down to brass tacks, when we get down to writing the bill and passing the bill here, which, again, they've already passed two portions of the voting process. There's no bill yet. If they will include a fourth stimulus check or if it'll basically be called a tax credit, what it will actually be called here, what will be included in this next package. But yeah, let our viewers know down below in the comment. Let our family know, our extended family here, if you did or didn't receive your child tax credit payments today. I did see a lot of people in the comments saying they didn't receive their child tax credit payments. Now, it could be that you received them on Monday. If you're a direct deposit, maybe your bank delayed them a little bit or they're a little bit late. I did see some people say that even though they got their first payment via direct deposit, their second payment came via paper check for some odd reason. And again, you can always log in via the IRS portal, link in the description, to manage your payments, check to see if you're eligible. If you've never logged in the portal, it's a little bit of a process, but you can always log into the portal to see if anything has changed with your payments. Now, in some new news that came out on the United States, the U.S. saw a 2-decade high in border crossings in July. Yeah, an unprecedented number of migrants, the Department of Homeland Security says, has just crossed in July. During a news conference in Brownsville, Texas, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas stressed the sharp increase of migrants arriving at the U.S.-Mexico border, many of whom are fleeing deteriorating conditions in their home country, that U.S. Customs and Border Protection apprehended 212,672 people in July alone. This does not even count the people that they didn't catch. So they caught 212,000 people crossing the US border illegally in July alone. And that does not count the people that they didn't catch crossing the border. And of those, only 95,788 individuals were expelled. Yeah. 27% had previously tried to cross the border before. Mayorkas said, acknowledging that a Trump-era policy that allows border authorities to turn migrants away has contributed to people trying to cross the border multiple times. July marks the highest monthly number of migrants detained at the U.S.-Mexico border in 2 decades, 20 years. Since October, the U.S. has encountered 845,000 unique individuals. Yeah, it's safe to say that this border crisis it's been going on for decades, but it's getting worse. It's honestly getting worse. And uh, I mean, we have the Texas governor is literally trying to building the wall himself. Yeah. Um, you can let me know your thoughts on that. I've seen a lot of people in the comments actually saying that he's trying to use stimulus money. Some of the stimulus money, people complaining about it. Some people saying it's good that he's trying to keep out the migrants. A lot of mixed feelings about this, but it's a very complicated situation. You know, I see a lot of people in the comments saying President Biden should completely close the borders, and the problem is that Democrats as a party are more lenient on immigration. I mean, in fact, in the fourth stimulus package, they have a pathway to immigration. So Democrats as a party are more lenient to immigration. The problem we have right now is that we have over 100,000 new cases per day, and we have people coming in illegally. You know, it's one thing if you try to come in the country legally. It's another thing if you're crossing the border illegally. You know, and of course, everybody has their own opinions on this, but if you try to come in the country legally versus try to come in the country illegally, two very, very different situations. And of course, you know, we have over 100,000 people testing positive, which is, you know, per day, every single day, which is not helping the matters at all. So yeah, it's a very, very complicated situation. Then of course, you know, we always have Democrats versus Republican, and you know, anytime we have a Republican and a Democratic president, it seems like, and again, I'm not choosing sides at all because I don't consider myself either. I consider myself a realist. So whenever we have a Democratic president come in or a Republican president come in, because we kind of seen that happen both. We've seen former President Trump come in versus right after a Democratic president. And then we've seen Biden come in right after a Democratic. Did I say that right? We've seen Trump come in right after a Democratic president. And then we've seen Biden come in right after a Republican president. The first thing they want to do is they want to overturn a lot of the stuff that the former president did. And a lot of times they kind of undo a lot of the good stuff just because they want to undo a lot of the stuff that the former president did. And it gets complicated there because it's just like, well, you want to undo stuff just because it's somebody from the opposite party. But a lot of times you have to look at it as that we have to be one, united as one right there. You know, we're one country, but we're divided as two parties. You know, and that's the problem we're having. That's why a lot of people hailed this infrastructure, because it's like, oh my God, Congress actually came together and passed a huge infrastructure package for like the first time in forever. Barely, took forever, but they barely passed an infrastructure package for like the first time in ever in the Senate. And it was like, wow, they actually did it. And of course we had former President Trump like screaming from the loudest megaphone ever, "Don't do it! Don't do it! You're gonna hand Biden a win." But we have Mitch McConnell over here saying, "Yeah, but we've been trying to pass infrastructure forever." And that's the only real reason that Republicans actually did it, because Republicans have been trying to pass infrastructure forever, something that the country really needs. Now, um, of course, Republicans are like voting hard no against the next stimulus package, but Republicans were voting hard yeses for all the stimulus package when former President Trump and Mitch McConnell were in control of the presidency and the Senate right up until Biden came into office. So it's weird. It's like it's politics at play at their finest, but Republicans and Democrats are always pretty much at each other's throat. It's like they came together for one vote, and then literally the next day they were voting against each other for the next stimulus package. So, yeah. So, alas, that's politics, right? The good news is this next stimulus package is going to be the largest stimulus package ever. Former President Trump's first stimulus package is the largest yet to date at $2.3 trillion. The third stimulus check package, which is the last one, President Biden's first one at $1.9 trillion, had the largest stimulus checks at $1,400 for adults, $1,400 for children, and $1,400 for adult dependents and college students. And in addition, it had the child tax credits at $3,000 to $3,600. But remember, those are only passed for 1 year. If they don't extend those in this next package, those will go away. So they do need to pass those. If you have children, 65 million children, they need to pass this next package to continue those. They do say that in this next package will be a child tax credit extension and an adult tax credit. We don't know exactly what the adult tax credit is going to be, how much it's going to be, who it's going to qualify for, if it's going to be monthly checks for adults, low-income adults, middle, low-income adults, how much it's going to be. We're going to find that out here soon. But remember that they have said there will be a child tax credit extension and an adult tax credit extension. And remember, we have over 80 different Democrats in the House of Representatives alone that have been pushing for a fourth stimulus check in this next package. So, but remember, it has to happen. We're in the process of voting on it in the Senate and putting it all together. So I will keep you up to date on everything in this next stimulus package, what's going on in Washington, D.C., and what is going on with our country, good, bad, or ugly. Again, nonpartisan. I'm not from either party, so I can call out either side and let you guys know the truth. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe. It's completely free to do so. You can also click the bell icon after subscribing to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live, which is every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is about a potential $6,000 stimulus that have some controversial qualifications. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.